Pointy Star Vio here with the next. This deck is underrated. As you can see, it's going to be 6 Sams. I've been working on this for a while, trying to get some good replays. People like to scoop when you use this deck, so you know, I figured I'd try and fix that. Just get some good replays, and I saved the best ones right here. The first one was against Sylvans. I got a pretty interesting hand opening with 2 Mirror Force and Deep Prison, and so his interesting hand kind of got screwed. Remember, MST on the field spell gets rid of the cost, which is really nice, and you don't want to MST the Sneak and Fertilizer because the monster won't go away, only the fertilizer. Using good cards, I got some pretty good plays. Blade Fender is okay for that deck, but I mean, I was getting some pretty interesting combos going down right here. Yeah, I got lucky that he let the Xian, or let those 2 cards come out, but when I pulled out Xian, he stopped it. And since he was not officially summoned, I was unable to pull him back using Twin-Edged Sword or anything. So that was kind of suckish. He did keep getting some lucky mills, and I got lucky about that Mirror Force, which shut him down. Getting that Zanji in that hand is an okay monster to use. Use the Zanji, set the bottomless, and just do some damage. He doesn't get much else done. He does get the Cherub Sprout to get the Copy Plant, and all he does with the Copy Plant is go downward with Peacekeeper, but the next turn I kind of just explode. Or in the next 2 turns, because the top deck I get here is Double-Edged Sword. I set that, and just kind of passed. His turn, he got the Charity, and he just kind of went with it. He got lucky, set some cards, and just passed. My turn, this is when I just kind of went off and just won here. I went Catastor, and I summoned that. Catastor was a really nice choice there, because he just gets rid of her without targeting or destroying by anything, so it's really nice. And I Cowboy for game. That was the first duel. Moving on to the second duel, we're going against a Ghost Trick deck. Playing that Ghoul that I like to play. He opened with a pretty decent hand if he was not facing Sams. Yeah, we go Kizan, Kagamusha, Little United, get some more cards, pretty good things. This is a pretty good hand. The Xian going first is always great. Sometimes I do go Beast, but in my opinion, Xian is just a much better first turn card to go. Just really nice. The Double-Edged Sword is a really good card, and the Magatama is just, it's like Solemn Judgment, stops stuff, and just really good. I go Mistworm because I don't know what that last back row card was, and it was a Mirror Force, so it was kind of good that I did do it. I'm doing a lot of damage. I don't have any kind of ways to do other things right now, so I'm just gonna kind of stop it there. Battle phase here, this is really straightforward. He used Roll Shift. I was perfectly fine, or I negated that, he used that. Then the next thing he does is Spectre. I go to attack, he tries to Mirror Force, and I negate that using the Magatama, and that's when life was good with the end of the game. Sorry about that. Moving on with the next one, we've got this weird stall chain burn thing, and this was when I went like Barkion, and I don't go it very often, but this was like the duel I went it in, so. Got some really good. I opened up really well against this deck. I just pretty much got to draw everything I needed for the next turn. I had no real issues. I totally just go Xian, Smoke Signals. I was fine, just go, pass. I had a bunch of huge monsters on the field. He does his whole little set bunch and card, and this turn was just fun turn. I Synchro Barkion, he used Threatening Roar, I negated. He used Wabaku, I negated again. He used that and just kind of scooped. I actually looked through his deck, he had nothing he could do to draw into, and so he scooped. He was going to take game damage, he knew it, so. This was also a weird duel. This was against Golem Control, which was kind of interesting. It's where you tribute your opponent's monsters and give them cards, or you do stuff like that, and then they get the monster back using their cards. And so it was a pretty scary duel, to be honest. The Grinder Golem, Lava Golem, stuff like that. It was not a fun duel. Well, more like a scary duel once things started going down, but I had some... Yeah, I did a lot of damage. On his turn, he used the Golems to start to like mess up with my field, and it was not fun. I ended up actually bottomlessing my own Lava Golem because I did not want to have to deal with that. And then he used the Grinder Golem, and I get another card, and then he takes it again. So this really, it turned around. This was scary. I did top deck a good card. He thought it was Mirror Force, so he turned his tokens to defense. But then he attacks with the Grinder Golem. He does some of the card, which is very confusing to me, but I did not really care. I was putting cards on the field. I was not sure what I was gonna draw. I got a smoke signal. I went for the Elder, summon the Elder, synchro with Kagamusha, got Catastor, and game turns around right here. Yeah, he gets Fiendish Chain, but it doesn't matter anymore because I've started to get good top decks, so I just start doing things again. Attack, attack. Opponent goes. He doesn't do much, obviously. He does safe zone during the next turn. I thought he might have had a Mirror Force or something face down, so I turned keys on to defense. He Fiendish Chains. Didn't matter. I just set cards, and that's pretty much game. I don't know why he didn't set the Chow Chow Chan or something, but yeah, that's game. The next duel we've got is against this Morphtronic thing. We only had a couple duels that I wanted to show you. This was interesting because I'd never seen Morphtronics at all, ever, and so this was kind of an interesting duel. I was kind of excited to see what they could do, and it was kind of a letdown when they didn't do much. They can do weird things with the tops and bottoms of the decks, and they have to do a lot of like that whole like checking coins and numbers and attack and defense position stuff, and it's really weird. That thing's a 100 attack point monster in attack position. I was not really that worried. Just kind of went all in, didn't really care. Got my Bushido counters, got my Barkion Beast, Samurai dudes. Yeah, kind of. It was not a very difficult game. This is called great way to end your turns. So yeah, the last duel we had was against the Utopia deck. At the time, I was confused about what I was facing, but he actually quit, and so the game had some errors. He dropped Max C, and I just kind of went to Shein, let him draw one card, which was a Max C. His next turn, he just sets one. Not a big deal. Summons. He uses Max C again. I let him draw like 2 cards, I think it was, and then I just do damage. And on his turn, he starts to try and do things. I wanted my combos just in case of bad things happened. But he summons his Goblin Bird. I believe he wishes that he hadn't, and he scooped right there because he was going to use Gores and stuff. It was a good duel though, just because he couldn't really have done much. Even if he did get the Gores, I had the Compulse and stuff just to try and push for more damage. All I had to do was 1,700 damage, so I wasn't really that worried. That's why I showed this duel. I know it wasn't a lot of duels, and there was just a couple of them. I'm trying to just show you some better duels that I've done with this deck. Maybe you'll try and play it. I'll show you the deck list in just a second, yeah. Alright, so here's the list I was using. We got the one Grandmaster. You can only control one, so you only need one. When he dies, you can add stuff, doesn't matter. One Zanji, just so you can asceticism with the keys on, which we run 3 of. We have the Hand. Hand is an okay card. I'm not a big fan of it, though. 2 Elder. I run 3 Kageki. Kageki's really cool. People don't use Valor on him as much as you'd think. They'd rather hit the bigger card. Just like the 3 Kagamusha's nice. Spells, running the 1 Rhoda. I was using 2 double summon just because I didn't have any other traps I really wanted to run. The Torrential is not the best to try and use in this deck, so I was not using that. This card was in there just because you can't continue your plays with your monsters. Using 1 Dark Hole, 3 Smoke Signal, just because Smoke Signal's at 3, 2 MSTs, because we will be negating most of the spells and traps and stuff. 3 Asceticism. Asceticism's great with the Kagamusha and the Kizan and the Grandmaster and just stuff like that. It works really well with 3/6 Samurai United because you do summon stuff and draw cards, and it's really good. This deck has problems with the hand presence. Using 2 double sword edged technique or whatever because it does help continue your plays. We do have the 1 Bottomless, 1 Compulse, 1 Warning, double Mirror Force, double Deprison, along with the 2 Muzukani Magatama, which are great. Extra, we do have Star Eater. I actually made that in a duel, but the file corrupted. It was a really cool duel, though. We had the 1 Mistworm, which is really nice. 1 Gaia Knight, really good card, but I just didn't make it as often. These were the main 3 you go into, Beast Barkion and Shein. And Catastor is also a really good rank 5. I personally love it, still do, always did. Moving on to the XYCs, we got 1 Shein when you do make it play with these guys. Blade Armor, Hekax, Zubaba General, just really good cards. Cowboy's good. Invoker lets you continue plays. If you get 2 of him, you go him, special this, and then get this from deck, and you just make Xyz. We do have the 1 Arc Knight and the 1 Black Ship, which just kind of finish out the deck list. I was actually using 2 of this at one time, but yeah, hope you like the deck. Try it out yourself if you want to maybe make changes. Tell me below what you think. If you think I shouldn't or should be using cards. I'm probably not going to build this deck in real life, but it is a fun deck to try and play online. Thanks for watching. Yeah.
Everything is awesome. Everything